Hello, welcome to What the Craft. I'm Marie, an American expat living in Portugal. I'm addicted to crafting, and these are my weekly updates as to what I got up to creatively. This week we celebrated New Year, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to tell you about the things I did in 2025. I'm just going to go over the clothing that I made. I ended up making 20 items, which I was surprised about. Let's see, 19 of them were sewn, one of them was crocheted. I did start two knitted garments, but didn't finish either one. One I frogged, and the other one I'm still working on. This is what I made this year. I sewed the Arbor Skirt, which is a free pattern by Mood Fabrics. That was probably my favorite make just because it's very comfortable and I got the fabric from Poppy Design, which is a Finnish brand. Number two was a throw jacket. It's a low waist pattern by Chris Wood Sews. That was a nice, fun, easy sew. I also sewed the Teddy Top by Style Arc, and that had been on my list for years. Like I even had printed out the pattern a while back. I will say that the collar was very finicky and it ended up being a little funky in the end. So I don't wear it as much. I also did three taco make and shares this year. My favorite was the spiral dress, which was from volume 16. It had pin tucks. It was fun. My only complaint about that was that the fabric I bought didn't look that great on me. The color was a little too yellow or muted. So I tend to have to wear it with a scarf that's closer to colors that look better on me. The other one that I made was Nepenta by Hazel Patterns, and that was for volume 14. And that was actually the first make that I finished in 2025. I made it sleeveless, so it was more of a pinafore. And then the last one I made was a pair of pants called Plie by Natalie Da Silva. And that was for the Taco magazine number 17. In August, I went on a sewing retreat and was pretty productive. I sewed the Judy dress by Notches Pattern and eked in a copy of a ready to wear romper. It's like shorts that I got, and I practically live in them in the summer here in Portugal because it's so hot. I made it in a double gauze. The other things I made was an oversized tee from the Berta Portugal magazine from July 2024. And I made a pair of shorts by this French magazine called Couture Actuelle. And I also made a pair of jogger shorts for Rob. I also did a bunch of test sews for camis and tank tops because here in Portugal it just runs warm and I just needed more layers. My favorite of the bunch was the Ogden cami by True Bias. I had been putting off making that because I felt like that pattern was so expensive for a cami, but in the end, I ended up really liking it. I also made the Winston tank by Judy Gordy, which has been very popular on Reddit. People keep emailing me, asking me to send it to them because she no longer offers it online. So Jenny, if you're watching this, please offer it again. We'll love that pattern. Other pattern that I really liked was the curved hem tank by Ellie and Mac Patterns. That was also a free pattern. I think my least favorite one was the orchid top by Helen's Closet. And I don't really know why I didn't like it that much. I think maybe it was just a little too A-line. Like it kind of came out a little too much by the hip. The other things I made was a bolero top, the Piper shorts by Mal Patterns. That was a cute pair of shorts around the house. I stupidly made it in knit, even though the pattern was made for woven. So I would do it again woven. It's got pockets, which again, I love a good pocket. The other thing I made was a robe from the Berta Style magazine, July 2024. I had been wanting a robe that could protect my arms from the sun. And then I made a second version of that romper that I made in August, just because I was trying to perfect the pattern. It was still a little wonky. I think I need a third version to make it look the way I want it to. And then lastly was a crocheted granny square dicky, and it's based off Manatee Square's free popover pattern. I am participating in the Winter of Care and Repair. And to kick that off, I did clean and oil both of my machines. I have a regular machine and then I have an overlock. My overlock is a FAF, and then my regular machine is a Burnett, which is the lower Bernina brand. Also made sure I entered in all the fabrics I had into Stash Hub that I hadn't already entered in. And I'll show you my current stash. I keep it to just 2 drawers here. I've been very good about it. Here we have mostly cotton. We got some double gauze, some block print. Here we have some knits and activewear. Here we have some bulky fabrics. And as you can see, there's still like a little space back there. Like it isn't entirely cram packed. Here's my second drawer. I have silky, some of it's cotton, some of it's viscose, some of it's linings, and some of it's silk. These are mostly canvas and linen. And here we have more like sweatshirt and other bulkier knits. And for what's in these drawers, it's at least a half a meter. I only put stuff in Stash Hub if I have at least a meter of it. Then everything else, basically, I've been trying to organize so that I can quilt or use them in other projects. So then, after organizing and sorting out my fabric stash, I did fall into the trap of rationalizing buying 30 meters of fabric, which I'll cover in the next episode because I will show it to you when it actually arrives. Hopefully it'll arrive before I get to Ireland. Besides that, I did buy 2 patterns. One was the Margot Pinafore by Tammy Homemade, because I definitely will make that this year. And the other one was Pattern Emporium's Palazzo pants. Those are 2 projects I plan to make this year. I'm not sure that I'm going to do make 9, but since I made 20 in 2025, I'll probably do 9 in 2026, although I feel like I don't really need that many more clothes. But then I've got 30 meters of fabric coming. So there's that. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. I've gone long. Thanks for watching. Wishing everyone a happy new year, full of creativity, inspiration, and maybe a little self restraint. In the meantime, craft on,